Greetings everyone, I'm putting together a quick tutorial on Kahoot because a few of you have asked me about how we use Kahoot for remote learning or how we use it from home. So I'm going to put together two videos, one which is going to be about the basics about Kahoot and one of which is going to be about how you use it specifically for remote learning. This is the remote learning video. Now when you've when you've made your quiz in your Kahoots, you kind of go to your own Kahoots and you kind of go in and then you find this green play button. So let's say I want to use this one here called duplicate of history quiz. There's a green play button, or if I want to, I can click into the quiz itself, check it's the one I want, and I can get the green play button, but you're looking for play. Now Kahoot has a problem. Now I'm going to be honest, when we use Kahoot in class, we have the questions up on the big screen, you know, the big projector, the pupils on their devices, they're pressing buttons. But there's a problem with Kahoot, which is that the questions don't appear on the pupils' devices when you do that kind of fun interactive method. The questions appear on your device, not theirs. If you want to do it that way and have a kind of competitive, fast-paced thing, I'm going to be honest, don't use Kahoot, use Nearpod. Because in Nearpod, they have something called time to climb, which is basically just like Kahoot, except the questions appear on the pupils' devices, which means you can have that kind of fun of a competitive element. So if you want to go that route with Kahoot, you can still do it. But what you do is that when you click play, it gives you these two options here. And that kind of fast-paced, interactive, we're all against each other one here is this one here. And you click teach. And what you've now got to do is choose your various options. So you're probably going to click classic. You can probably ignore all the rest. Now, I normally, for any Kahoot, randomize the order of my answers, because when I make my Kahoots or my Nearpods, what I always do is I put the correct answer first, so I know what the correct answer is, and then I always randomize the answers. But you kind of click that, and you click classic, and then the quiz will begin. But if you're doing this method, you have got to share your screen with them. You have got to probably into Teams or into Zoom, there's a button that says share. You've got to share your desktop, and then what the pupil has got to do is they've somehow got to see your desktop and they've got to see their answer options as well. So they've either got to then see your screen on their screen and then answer on their phones or their tablets, or they need to do some sort of kind of weird kind of juggling thing where they kind of open up two windows at the same time, a bit like that, and then they kind of see yours on one and not the other. And I've got a nice big monitor here, which is 24 inches, and they're probably on laptops, so it's going to be quite tricky. So I'm going to be honest, if you want to do the fast-paced Kahoots, use Nearpod. But where Kahoot will absolutely shine for remote learning is if I go back to the other option again, I'm going to leave this one, I'm going to hit play again. There's another option here that says for self-paced learning assign. Now what this one does is it gives pupils a deadline at which point they have to have completed the quiz by. Now that deadline can be in 20 minutes time, in 10 minutes time, or it can be do it for homework. It doesn't matter, you choose how you want to use it. But this is nice because what this one does is it does show the pupils the questions on their own device, and it does still give you the results, but you don't get that same kind of tension of we're against each other. So if you've got, say, a Key Stage 3 class and you want them to have that competitive, we're all against each other stuff, probably use Nearpod and use their time to climb quizzes. If you want to have a kind of a serious revision activity where the pupils get a chance to kind of think and maybe even kind of replay difficult questions, then remote Kahoot is brilliant. So I'll show you what I would do. I would click on play, I would click assign, I would choose a deadline. So the deadline might be in an hour. If we're doing this in a lesson, it might be tomorrow. So I will just put, I'm recording this on Sunday, so I'm just going to say I want this by 12 o'clock tomorrow. Do you want to put on the question timer? Your choice. Do you want this to be tense, or do you want this to be something that they go and think about? Personalized learning is premium only. Now you can, if you turn that one on, it gives them a chance to have another go at questions that they kind of got wrong. Do you want to randomize the order of the answers? I always put that one on, and then again you press create, and then what you do again is that it gives you a pin. And you give the pupils a pin, or you can kind of copy the link, and that link will then be kind of sent to the students, and you can kind of give them that link. So that's how you kind of use it. So you've got to think, how do I want to use Kahoot? Do I want to have a fast-paced one, in which case you can either share your desktop and use Kahoot, or you could use Nearpod, or if you want to use Kahoot for multiple choice questions, which they can kind of do a bit more independently, then this is brilliant. And then you want to use that kind of that challenge mode, and you still get the results as well. Now, what's really nice about this is that if I go down the bottom here, I can see it says no one has joined this challenge yet. Check back later. But once they have started filling it in, then I'll be able to see how they've done at that point. Just make sure they give themselves a nickname that you would recognize, or or use their real names would be the way I would kind of do it. Hopefully that answers questions about how you would do it remotely from home. If you'd like any further tutorials, then let me know.